I think going through an analysis of the chart is of little to no value. What is going to be important is, all right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom. This is not financial advice. And today I want to talk to you about a new Bitcoin miner. So stock ticker is ANY, NE. Company name is Sphere3D Corp, and they are merging with Gryphon Mining. So all of that through a merger is going to end up as Gryphon Mining, and they will basically be a pure play Bitcoin mining company. So I want to talk to you today about this merger because these can get confusing. So I want to just try to go through the facts on how this is going to work and what it means and what its current valuation is and the potential ramifications on the stock price. So do me a favor, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. With that said, let's go to the press release. So this was back on June 3rd. Sphere3D Corp announces merger agreement with Gryphon Digital Mining, Inc. Transaction to create a NASDAQ-listed 100% renewable energy, ESG-committed crypto miner. So we'll take a quick look at Sphere3D's current business. That's for all intents and purposes going away. This will be Gryphon Digital Mining, and this will be a Bitcoin mining company. And they have very big plans. So I want to read one important part of this press release. So it says, as consideration for the merger transaction, Sphere3D will issue 111 million common shares to the shareholders of Gryphon, subject to adjustment, such that on the closing, the Sphere3D shareholders will own approximately 23% of the company, and the Gryphon shareholders will own the remaining 77% on a fully diluted basis. The key takeaway from here is the stock ticker ANY, the current shareholders of NE, are going to represent 23% of what will be the new merged company. That's one of the things I want to explain, and later I have a presentation where I'll show you exactly how that calculates out, and because that is important. And the reason that I bring that up is I recently did a series of videos on a stock ticker GREE, Greenidge. There was a lot of confusion, and in the end, people lost almost all of their money on that merger. That one worked a little bit differently than this one. That one had some more complicated pitfalls, but they're never straightforward. So I don't want to see that happen again. I want to try to explain this merger and talk about valuation. I am not invested in this company. I am invested in a lot of Bitcoin mining companies. So this is a sector I pay a lot of attention to. I am not currently invested in stock ticker NE right now. So first, let's go through. They made a couple of announcements subsequent to this merger announcement. Now, the merger has not yet taken place. Today is Wednesday, September 29th, and they are anticipating this merger to take place imminently sometime in the fourth quarter. So they have two very big pieces of news since this merger announcement. The first one is Sphere3D Corp announces closing of previously announced $192 million registered direct offering priced at the market. So obviously that's very significant. Now, they're a Bitcoin mining company, so it is clear what their intention is for this money. They will be putting it towards buying Bitcoin mining equipment, which leads me to the next big announcement that they had. So this was on September 8th, 2021. On September 21st, 2021, so just a couple weeks later, Sphere3D secures order for 60,000 Bitcoin Antminers, one of the largest single orders in digital mining industry history. In this particular press release, they don't talk about the delivery schedule. These typically end up being somewhere between 12 and 14 month period of time it takes to deliver that many and install them. So I don't know that to be the case in this instance. They're saying the first delivery will be November of 2021. I'm guessing it will probably take somewhere through the end of the year 2022 before they've received all these machines. The combined companies will have a total capacity of 6.7 exahash, which is capable of producing in excess of 1,300 Bitcoin per month based on the current difficulty level rates. Now, I will tell you, the difficulty level rates are likely going to continue to creep up for the next year. These guys are not the only ones that have made a significant purchase order for machines. There's 3 or 4 more orders just like this over the course of the last 45 days that have been announced. So there's a lot more hash rate that's going to be added to the Bitcoin mining worldwide hash rate, therefore increasing the difficulty rate. So they may not be mining that many Bitcoin per month. That's unlikely. But with 6.7 exahash per second, that's going to put them among the elite miners in North America. We will later look at a list of who I consider what will be their peers once they can get all this equipment up and running and installed. Where they're going is right here, Gryphon Digital Mining. Mission: create the world's largest fully integrated pure play Bitcoin miner with negative carbon footprint. So they are focused on ESG. So over here under size and scalability, competitive power rates as low as 1.3 cents per kilowatt hour. That is the lowest rate I have seen for any of the Bitcoin miners that I'm looking at. And I'm looking at most, if not all, of the ones publicly traded in North America. That would be remarkable. I don't know that they're going to accomplish that. Most of their competition is somewhere around double that. So the next line they go on to say operating break-even cost would be $4,036 per Bitcoin. The energy to mine one Bitcoin is going to be about $4,000 at that rate. Right now, Bitcoin is trading in the 42,000 range. We know that it's traded anywhere between $30,000 and $60,000 this year. You guys all have your own, I'm sure, price target for where you think Bitcoin will be in the future, but you can see that this leaves them anywhere from an 80 to potentially a 95% gross profit margin on mining Bitcoin. So that's an impressive potential business model. Now let's take a look and compare them to their competition. Okay, so this is my calculation on market cap. So at the close of business on September 28th, Tuesday, the market cap of any stock ticker ANY was $359,320,000. So we looked at the merger announcement and we see that shareholders of ANY are going to represent 23% of the total company once merged, and shareholders of Gryphon will represent the other 77%. What we need to do is take the $359,320, divide that by 0.23 to get the extrapolated estimated market cap of what this company would be if the merger were to take place today. Obviously, this is subject to change because the market cap changes on a daily basis as the price of the stock changes. So, and there have been some pretty radical swings in the price of the stock. We'll take a look at that next. But for the moment, let's use what was yesterday's closing numbers, and that would give us a market cap for the new mining company of approximately $1,562,000,000. So let's compare that to the existing mining companies and see how that compares. So here is a list of NASDAQ publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies. So, and they are listed in order by market cap. The largest is Marathon at about $3.2 billion. The smallest is CleanSpark at about $389 million. All of these companies are currently up and running and mining Bitcoin. So let me show the same schedule and put a little different perspective on it. So if we take the miners that we just looked at and we insert any with its estimated market cap based on yesterday's final price, this would put them at third place on this list of Bitcoin miners. So Marathon's at 3.2 billion, Riot's at 2.4 billion, and Gryphon would come in at about $1.56 billion. I highlighted in green 4 stocks underneath that. Hut 8, Hive Blockchain, Bitfarms, and Argo are all Canadian miners that have recently uplisted to the NASDAQ. These miners are all of similar size to each other. They're all operating with greater than 1 exahash. They all have purchase orders for significant growth in the future. The two that have very specifically laid out their plans is Hut 8 has plans to get to at least 6 exahash by the end of 2022, and Bitfarms has plans to get to at least 8 exahash by the end of 2022. They have purchase orders in place for the vast majority or all of those machines right now. So I'm highlighting those in green because you'll see that any at its current valuation is priced more expensive than all 4 of those miners are. So I am concerned that once again we're going to run into a scenario not nearly as dramatic as stock ticker GREE Greenidge. I just want to put the numbers out there. And again, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. The first thing is we don't know when this merger is going to occur. So the stock price on that day is going to dictate what the actual market cap is. So that will change versus this analysis right here. Whether it goes up or down remains to be seen. So with that said, I am concerned at its current stock price, it will immediately be trading at a valuation higher than all four of those stocks that I just listed that are highlighted in green. And in my mind, that valuation does not make sense. If you look in the middle of those companies, something around $800 million, that's about half the market cap that it is right now. So when I look at this stock from a risk-reward standpoint pre-merger, I am concerned that there's a potential 50% downside to this. I don't see a lot of upside because they are clearly not as big as Riot or Marathon, which are already at 2 or 2.5 exahash. Marathon's has purchase orders to get them all the way up to 13.3 exahash by the end of next year, which would be more than double what Gryphon is planning. So it may be that this valuation is okay, but there's not a lot of upside from there, with Riot and Marathon clearly being much bigger than them. There is potential downside. If this were to get priced more like a Bitfarms, and Bitfarms is very likely actually going to be bigger than this company. And I can't say for sure. I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know what their income statement is going to look like next year. I don't know what their stock price is going to be on the day of this merger. But I do really want to stress that at the current stock price, to me, there's a lot more downside risk to this stock than there is upside risk. Again, this is nothing against Gryphon. They seem like they're going to be a force in the Bitcoin mining industry. So I will leave it up to you guys to do your due diligence and figure that out. I think going through an analysis of the chart is of little to no value, but you can see what is going to be important is where is this stock going to be trading on merger day. So at its current $6.11 sales price, that equates to a $1.5 billion market cap company. So again, even here pre-merger, I don't see a lot of upside. I certainly wouldn't see them doubling to 12 and having them convert over to a $3 billion company. So those are my thoughts on the any Sphere3D / Gryphon merger. Thanks for watching and best of luck investing, and I will see you in the next video.